I must lead by example at a time like this. I will therefore redirect the bulk of the 240 plus percent increase in my pay and retain 20% of that increase and contribute the rest to persons in need and other worthy causes. I intend to do this until the outstanding grouses affecting the public sector workers arising out of the restructuring have been satisfactorily addressed.
Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome. How you guys doing? Big up the people on TikTok and big up the people on Bolo Clips and Bolo 2.0. I'm not gonna be long, trust me. Half an hour max. I'm gonna be on this topic. But I want it to be on record that I don't know how Andrew Holness does it, but he does it. He finds a way, ladies and gentlemen, to surprise even me as how diabolical this man is. Andrew Holness stood up right in the debate and said Mark Golding took the money and him never take it. Ladies and gentlemen, according to his own, from his own side, around the same time that they were having the debate, according to his own member, the member said, listen, there's no way to give back the thing. We are gonna get it, they get it. There's no way. What did Mark Golding say? And all of this is on record, because that was an article that you heard, an article that came out with Mark Golding's voice. It was a news article. See Martin, big up. So you can actually go and look at the evidence for yourself. This is not innuendo. We now ask no question about your facts. Because of that, we are trying to stand upon with everything. And where we not stand upon facts, we tell us is our opinion and our belief. You feel what I say? But this is really, really bad, guys. Listen to this again.
To pay you more and the country not running well. The country not running well because of that very reason.
So Andrew Holness was so strong on the country not running well because you're not paying the people the right amount of money. That was his argument, right? And I want to ask the people of Jamaica, is the country running well? Is the country running well? And I'm talking about before Hurricane Melissa. Was the country running well? Were you guys doing well? The large majority of us, weren't we trying to escape Jamaica? I mean literally escape. Whoever can. Somebody say yes. Hold on, let me move that person. Weren't the large majority of Jamaica trying to run to the United States, to England, to Caribbean islands, to Canada, to seek a real life that they could actually build from? Angela, Legris, Addy, right? People is still now trying to escape Jamaica. So his argument was, give them money and then we do better. Blessing Silky Touch. That was his argument, Give them the right money and they will do better. They have gotten the money, ladies and gentlemen, and they still haven't been able to grow the economy. They still haven't built the STEM schools that they said they would build. They still haven't had Ingrid, how you doing, my baby? They still haven't had hospitals in our shape where, we are get good health care. The education system is trash. All the things that they said they would have done, they didn't do. And them get the money. I think that's a scam. I feel like I was scammed. I feel like I got scammed by Andrew Holness as a citizen of this country. Because right there his argument is the very reason why you are not getting the best out of the people is because they are not getting paid the best. Jamaica politicians are the best paid politicians in the Caribbean. And the other Caribbean countries have been able to grow their economy after a national crisis, after a storm, after burial, after the pandemic. They have grown their economy. And this government, under Andrew Holness, that has gotten this amount of money that they have gotten, still hasn't grown the economy past to, not even to 2%. 1% teethering. And if you ask any economists, the economy has to grow over 3% for you to see real growth. You heard what I said? Housing is a mess. Before Hurricane Melissa, I mean, home ownership was already at an all-time low. It just got worse because people that actually own homes now are homeless. Added to the people that never own a home already. People in America are being told by Christopher Tufton and Andrew Holness, come home and come breed up, ladies. Come home. When I make money, come home and come breed up. We need more people in the population. Now I'm looking at this a different way now, because I see the Jeffrey Epstein case. I mean, 1,000 odd Pitney I get missing from Jamaica, and that was an all-time low in 2018 since 2019. I was watching Mystic Sensation, big up yourself, my general. I never knew that. So I'm looking at that. No, we have children are being born. I kidnap them from Jamaica. Human trafficking. Why isn't Andrew Holness' government from 2018 till now focused on stopping human trafficking rather than killing off the youth them in the street? Because human trafficking would have to be people attached to the upper class of society, you know. You have to have a whole heap of resources. Just look at the Epstein case, you know. You would have to have a lot of resources and a lot of bucketing in the public sphere to pull off those types of things, you know. I learned that there was a man, ladies and gentlemen, where Oprah is connected to, that she had on her show, that she called a spiritual advisor or leader or some shit. And the man had a farm, a baby farm in Brazil, where he was impregnating women, raping them against their will to have children. Right? It's the same children them that he would sell on the black market. Yeah, man. How diabolical can you be? So I really believe that the human trafficking issue with Epstein in that Caribbean island, right? John of God, thank you. Empress, no, the thing them I put Empress now. John of God, that is the name of the man where Oprah Winfrey did up on Fear Show. That is a very good friend of hers that is locked up now forever. Right? So when they hear them talk about all the children, them, we don't have enough children in Jamaica and they're not born enough, I don't buy that. I think they are kidnapping our children through human trafficking. How you doing, baby? As you can see me dressing now, by 6 o'clock I'm out of here. I'm not stay long on this. You understand? By 6, I'm out of the house. I just have to come and come talk about this. Listen to this, Jamaica.
Chosen to have an underpaid political class. How must they deliver?
Holness now has.
I have to call out that the leader of the opposition is telling lies. Julian Robinson stood in Parliament and said he supported the increase. Clear, and the tapes are there. Secondly, he calls the increase unconscionable, yet he takes it. I, Andrew Michael Holness, did not take it.
Really, Andrew? Your Minister of Government said something different. And you know, I'm here asking for clarity. I'm gonna give Andrew Holness an olive branch, because I see Nationwide come out talking about, you know, Andrew Holness just started to take the $28 million. I believe you're lying, Nationwide. I believe you're a propaganda machine. That's what I believe. And based on what I'm going to play next, it appears that you're lying. And you're lying for Andrew Holness. So I am going to ask, this is a clarion call to the leader of Jamaica, Andrew Holness. Bolo VNR is asking you. You need to explain this where your minister of government say, because it contradicts what you say in the debate. There's a lot of things you lied about in the debate, Andrew, when we can clearly call out. Like when Mark Golding put up in paper saying I'm Jamaican, and then you move the goalpost and say, well, not because you have a birth certificate, not because you're born in Jamaica, and it can prove say you're born here, it doesn't mean that you are a Jamaican. At that point, I just labeled you a diabolical liar. You are a pathological, diabolical liar. You just make things up and you expect, say, everybody slower than you. We domino, we are boo-boo. So we must just believe we are come out your mouth, and when you say it, it makes sense at the time. But for me, I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? That is the definition of being a Jamaican. Born in Jamaica, that means physically you're there in our hospital and born, and you have a birth certificate. That is the definition of being Jamaican. So when I look at Andrew Holness, when people hear me talk, them say me I exaggerate. No. I am educated about this man's character by his own actions. I cannot trust anything that this man says, because he'll go as far as to say, not because you are Jamaican, not because you have not because you are Jamaican, not because you have a birth certificate, that means you're a Jamaican. You know what that does? Disqualify all of us that are born here with a birth certificate from being Jamaican. That's literally what the man do, they say, no, brother. In the debate, you know. And now we move on to say Mark Golding lied. Listen to this.
Was available to him as well. I chose not to take it.
Hold on there. There's an article right here. We need to find the article at RJR. Hold on the people.
Is a release from the people's...
Hold on. Let me just give me a quick second. Let me just zoom in on this. Alright. Government unable to suspend salary. Let me look for that article here. Yeah, man. Google. I'm going to want to look for it, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, go on the computer. Write this down. Government unable to suspend salary increase for MP. Alright? Government unable to suspend salary increase for MPs. Alright? When I do that, here's the RJR article, 19th of May. See if you can see it. See it there? 19th of May, 2023, Jamaica. See it there? Alright, cool. Because evidence you work with, you know. Evidence you work with. Alright. Let's click to the article and let's look at it. Because I saw the video on Hot Off of the Press. And I said, wait a minute. You know, I really need to address this once and for all, you know, because, you know, the first time I heard it, so much things coming out, I don't really get no time to address it. And I just said to myself, boy, Andrew really lied about that. But no, what does Andrew Holness and Nationwide do? They have reenacted the conversation by putting out an article that Andrew Holness just take the $28 million that was for him. So the question is, ladies and gentlemen, are they lying to us? That is the question, you know. Are they truly lying to us about that? We're going to examine it, right? Hold on. Why is this thing? Sure, behave yourself, my man. Stop playing with your boy.
Not running well. The country
Chose
Hear this now.
not
Hear this now.
to take it.
Hear this
So
now.
let's say the 26th is on a Sunday, you're usually paid on the last working day, which is Friday. But if the 26th is on a Monday, you're paid on a Monday. There is no mechanism to give back the money to the government. There's no account that you can take your salary.
You hear that? There's no mechanism where you can give back to the government. This is Mr. What name? Mr. Morgan, you know. Right? Nesta Morgan, you know. A film voice that you hear, you know. Listening up.
And give back. Because giving back the money to the government means that you would have to, the PAJ taxes that they draw for your salary, 30% above about $6 million, you'd have to get that back from the PAJ. You'd have to pay back the NIS. You'd have to pay back the NHP contributions. You have to pay back the education tax contributions, the health insurance. You'd have to pay that back as well. So to give back that money is really not practical. The only way you cannot get paid is if you resign. And I don't expect any of the gentlemen speaking will resign.
The only way you cannot get paid is if you resign. Now, if I am to take Nesta Morgan's word, Andrew Holness, you're a diabolical liar. Because after Nesta Morgan came out with this in the media on RJR, just last year in a debate, you heard what you said? That you didn't take any money? And then furthermore, may I tell you, Fabi Vibes, let me tell you something. May I play devil's advocate? May I give Andrew Holness the benefit I doubt? I want him come out and answer this. I want him come out and say a lie we are telling him. I just want him to say anything when he feel like to say. I just want him to respond. Yeah, man, I want him to respond, man. I not look no clout, I not look no whatever they want to call it, no recognition or nothing. I want him come out and say his lie, the man them tell upon him, say him take money. I want him come out and say him never, in standpoint say him did never take no money and he never get paid. And I want him explain to us in legal terms how that happened when Nesta Morgan said this. So Nesta Morgan tell lie. I want him show Nesta Morgan on the bus. Yeah, I want him show Nesta Morgan on the bus. Because Nesta Morgan would have to be lying on Andrew Holness. Or Andrew Holness is lying. Somebody is lying, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, it's funny how the Jamaica Labour Party seems to end up in this conundrum so many times. You remember when Andrew Holness said, people are being tracked. And that's how the police then find them and apprehend them. And then Dora the Explorer come out and say, nobody is being tracked. Who remember? Who is lying in that situation? Dora the Explorer or Andrew Holness? And you know what you have to look at situations, you know, with a critical mind. You know. What is the common denominator in both those situations? Andrew Holness. If I was a betting man, would I say Andrew Holness a tell lie? And it's possible saying ain't a tell lie upon one of them too, but him so lie Jamaica. You can't tell when him a tell the truth. Me and somebody say when Andrew Holness is not lying is when him not talk. Fabia laugh. No, but look at it. Ryan Campbell, what's up? Everton, big up. But look at it. The common denominator in both situations is Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. It's just that Adora one time and now and Nesta Morgan. In Stacey.
No, but firstly, have you received any?
No.
And there is no way to practical. This is what the government said. And this is what Andrew said, the leader of the government actually said, well, treat them with this thing, skip the training and this, keep the training and this thing. Yeah? And then no work because we don't pay them. But she come and sing a different class when she get 40 million for run her thing. Them for move. She's a piece of shit too. Yeah.
Bowling remains the highest paid politician in this country.
So you know what's your name? What that lady name? Emily Shields. So you know Emily Shields. Put yourself in a bind. It's either you or Andrew Holness a lie or Nesta Morgan a lie. Because in this something you saying that Mark Golding maintains as the highest paid politician in Jamaica. That's how you say out of your mouth on your program, you know. Tampa, Wagwan, Tampa, Florida in the building, big up yourself. Guys, remember on Bolo VNR 2.0, please remember that the super chat is available. Alright? So you can bless up the super chat. So Miss Emily Shields, Mrs. Emily Shields, I apologize. Mrs. Emily Shields, you have now implicated yourself to the point where you are putting your credibility as a journalist on the line for saying that Mark Golding is the highest paid politician in Jamaica at the time when you said it. Right? Listen to this.
She's a piece of shit too.
Mighty God.
Golding remains the highest paid politician in this country.
That's a lie, Shatter. So that's a lie. Yeah? Because, remember, you know, she said the highest paid. Andrew, the highest paid politician, still remain. And then the second highest paid, two of them tied. The deputy prime minister and the opposition tied. So you couldn't go say about the highest paid in the country. This is a lie. Blatant lie again.
Oh, so Mr. Wayne Loan, so me saying to Emily Shields, to you lie. The deputy prime minister and Mark Golding I get similar pay. So when they say Mark Golding is the highest paid politician, you lied by exclusion. You never, so you show bias. You try to put on Mark Golding. You never put Mr. Horace Chang in it. So that is disinformation and misinformation. Mighty God.
He's the highest paid.
Wow.
Mean that they are higher than everybody else. It's a lie. So them that do this, you not have the power of it, reverse the money. And all you have to do is give back your money because them want you to resign.
I did not come into politics to enrich myself, but to serve the people of Jamaica. As leader of the opposition, I must lead by example at a time like this. I will therefore redirect the bulk of the 240+% increase in my pay and retain 20% of that increase and contribute the rest to persons in need and other worthy causes. I intend to do this until the outstanding grosses affecting the public sector workers arising out of the restructuring have been satisfactorily addressed.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to that. All right, let's go back to that because
I have to call out that the leader of the opposition is telling lies. Julian.
200.
No, ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not. This article title says, Holness welcomes Golding pledge to donate 80% of his salary to charity. So, this is consistent with what Nestor Morgan is saying. Nestor Morgan is saying, you cannot not take the money. There's no mechanism in place for you to refuse the raise. So what did Mark Golding do? Pledge 80% of his money to charity. 80% of his money to charity, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he did. That's on the record. And I believe this article is on Nationwide. So let's go to Google again and go up on the computer with my class. Let us do it together so you can see it for yourself. So you know say Bolo at a lie. Cause a proof we are dealing with right now. Go up on the phone and type in Holness welcomes Golding pledge to donate 80% of new salary. I don't know how to vote for Andrew Holness. I don't tell you no lie. You should be ashamed of yourself. Shame. So Holness welcomes Golding's pledge to donate 80% of new salary to charity. Ladies and gentlemen, let me find the article. It has to be on Nationwide because there was an audio attached to it. That's the one I want to find. There's a lot of articles, you know. You have Observer had something on it. The green had something on it, right? But I want the one with nationwide. This one seems to be RJR again, but let me see if it's RJR. Let me see if I RJR the audio depend. Why is the internet moving so slow? So this is Nestor Morgan, and this was at a press conference. Mighty God.
The government payment system works is that MPs and ministers are paid through Parliament. Cut off for processing of salaries is usually around the 16th of each month. There is no mechanism to give back the money to the government. There's no account that you can take your salary and give back. Because giving back the money to the government means that you would have to, the PAJ taxes that they draw for your salary, 30% above $6 million, you'd have to get that back from the PAJ. You'd have to pay back the NIS, you'd have to pay back the NHP contributions, you have to pay back the education tax contributions, the health insurance, you'd have to pay that back as well. So to give back money is really not practical. The only way you can not get paid is if you resign. And I don't suspect any of the gentlemen speaking will resign.
Yeah, what do you do?
So let's give an example from me as a minister. Monday mornings, I start my morning. I get up and I finish reading cabinet documents, and I reach OPM at 8:30 for infrastructure committee. When I leave infrastructure committee at 8:30, it probably finishes sometime after 10 o'clock. I go to cabinet, we start at 10 o'clock, where we discuss a wide range of issues or other issues in terms of approving expenditure for certain things. Sometimes this goes up to 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, especially in budget period, we will go further. On Tuesday, I go to Parliament, but before that, I start the meeting because I'm not met with any of my staff yet or any of my agencies. I'm responsible for JIS, I'm responsible for PDTJ, National Archives, and the Information Division, among many other things that I have to meet with them.
So, yeah, this is the full audio from Nestor Morgan. That's the full audio. It's not practical, right? You can't just give it back. And
I did not come into politics to enrich myself.
He's the highest paid. Mean that we are higher than everybody else. This is a lie. So them that do this, you not have the power of it, reverse the money. And all you have to do is give back your money because them want you to resign.
I did not come into politics to enrich myself, but to serve the people of Jamaica. As leader of the opposition, I must lead by example at a time like this. I will therefore redirect the bulk of the 240+% increase in my pay and retain 20% of that increase and contribute the rest to persons in need and other worthy causes. I intend to do this until the outstanding grouses affecting the public sector workers arising out of the restructuring have been satisfactorily addressed.
This would pay you more and the country not running well. The country.
On Friday, Holness speak at the handover of the 2-bedroom house under the new social housing program in Riverdale. This is the Observer on the same article, right? St. Catherine said, those who had decided to give a part of their salary, I welcome them to the club. I have been doing this for a very long time. I have been in politics for more than 25 years and my record is clear. Giving is not new to me. I will probably be in a little better position. I will continue to assist. So without giving too much into that conversation, I just wanted to welcome the leader of the opposition to the giving club. You hear him? So he tried to still slight Mr. Holness, Mr. Golden, you know, about giving 80% of his salary because he wanted to continue the narrative that Golden are this wealthy person and him not really care about the people. You know them way they that him they want to do, but it's really, really sad that they went this way with Golden because the man track record, him father track record, him mother track record, him family track record is of giving back to the people, right? And the legacy that his father left behind, Mr. Golden has continued to give back to the people of Jamaica. The most least fortunate Mr. Golden has given back to. So when he pledged 80% of his salary, it was nothing him used to giving. It's not like he was trying to boast on the Jamaican people that, listen, I don't need no money. And some of them took it that way because if you listen to some of the media personnel them. Them really not like Mark Golding, and them still have this racist mentality in Jamaica. And the best prime minister that Jamaica has ever seen is a white man, Michael Manley. Michael Manley give more back to the poor than any other prime minister in the history. Only person come close or equal a PJ Patterson. And I see him party him come from because it's the same socialist. Michael Manley removed certain barriers, ladies and gentlemen. That was unbelievable. If you were not married, when they call them pitty, when they call them barren or out of wedlock, if you come from a certain community, you couldn't go certain school, bastard pitney. The man removed that from out of thing. That's no. Andrew Holness said he was not collecting it. Based on what Nesta Morgan said, I am questioning Andrew Holness. Because he made it seem as if he wasn't collecting the money. But Nesta Morgan is saying it is impossible for them to give back the money. And both articles are out there, ladies and gentlemen. You feel what I deal with? So, Andrew, are you really such a diabolical liar? That you would come on here and then nationwide perpetuating this alleged lie? Because, as like I said, it's either Nesta Morgan a liar or Andrew a liar. One out of two of them tell a lie. Zine, and like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm true to my word. It's 6 o'clock and I have to go. Big up on yourself. I just wanted to come on here and give my take on that situation. Yes? God bless you all. And have a wonderful day, or a wonderful evening, a wonderful weekend. And be safe out there and stay prayed up. See? Big up on yourself. Like and share the video. Hit the like button before you leave. I'm out. Peace.